This video is for every young lady going through heartbreak. Yeah, I'm going to go through step by step on how to actually heal, practical ways to actually heal from heartbreak, tested and trusted as a Christian sister. Heartbreak can be very, very horrible. Suddenly, someone you envision spending the rest of your life with is no longer there, and now you have to start living your life, and it's like the person died but the person is alive. You get, so it could be very, very very painful and horrible. And don't say I'm going to pray about it. Many Christian sisters, I'm praying about it for God to heal me and all that stuff, for God to heal me and for God to reach out to me. It's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful that you're praying about it. But my darling, there are practical ways that you can actually heal from heartbreak, tested and trusted. So you have to bring your pen and your Bible. Let's go. Let's go over it. All right. The first step, the first step in healing from heartbreak, the first step is acceptance. Yes, acceptance. This is hard because sometimes your mind tends to want to cling to the hope of the fact that there might be hope, like we can get back together, especially when you're dating a Christian brother, creating a pastor or someone, and you like the Holy Spirit's gonna touch him, the Holy Spirit's gonna twitch him, and it's gonna come back, he's gonna come back to me and all that stuff. You have to accept. It's coming to acceptance. That's the first stage. You can be all over in your head and inventing different ways, but sister, you have to accept that the relationship is over, right? That is very painful. It'll come with a lot of tears, but you just have to sit with yourself and tell yourself that, baby girl, this relationship, this whole thing has come to an end. Yes, that is the first step. Acceptance. The first step is accept. The first step is not blocking. All right, it's not blocking that person. Blocking that person is not the first step. Sometimes we rush to block the person on WhatsApp, block the person on all our social media feeds, and yeah, we feel like we want to disengage. No, the first step is acceptance, because if you rush to block this individual, you rush to block this person, you are going to block them. Trust me, you're going to block them. Why? Because your mind has not accepted it. So if you truly want to heal from a breakup, especially to someone you envision spending the rest of your beautiful life with, and you have this idea of how many kids you're going to give birth to, you have to accept that the relationship was wonderful, it was beautiful, but it has come to an end. The second step is reminiscing that you had a life before you met this person. Girlies, I know, yeah, you never expected this love to blossom to this point, and now this person has become a huge, big, big part of your life. But there was a time when you were not with this person. There was a time where you had no idea this person was going to exist. Yes, they have come and now they have lived a very huge, gigantic mark in your life. But I want you to understand that you were a person before they came in. You were someone, you were a whole human being with dreams and ambitions. I'm not trying to be motivational right now, but I just want you to understand that, yeah, you had a life and they were just moving, right? They were just a phase in that life, right? Then, so in this period, you have to sit with yourself. You have to sit with yourself and you have to process your thoughts. The thing about why heartbreak gets prolonged is because sometimes we try to subdue those emotions. Maybe some people fall into alcohol and all that stuff, trying to distract themselves with work and feel it. Feel it. This brings me to the test that feel the emotion. Cry if you want to cry. Cry. Bawl your eyes out. Cry. Eat, lick a lot of ice cream. Just. But make sure that in everything that you are doing, let your emotions come out. Do not suppress it. Trust me, the more you suppress it, the more you hinder your healing process. Cry, my sister, cry. Cry as much as you want to cry. But make sure you don't cry in front of him though, but you can cry privately, and as much as you're crying, I want you to ensure that, okay, you have a friend, you have someone that you trust around you that you can speak to. Heartbreak is very painful. It's just that sometimes we try to sideline it, but it's something we shouldn't be proud about or try to hide it. It is painful, right? I think there should be more guidelines on how to heal from that, right? Because it's something you did not plan for. You didn't plan for it, but it happened anyway. It happened anyway. You didn't plan for it, but it happened anyway. So in this process, you just have to sit with yourself and analyze your emotions, process your thoughts, and heal, right? And also learn from it. The time when you learn from your mistake, you learn from the things that you could have done better and all that stuff, right? Then you just have to cry as much as you want, and just give yourself to that emotions. And also, this is the most important part. This is the most important part. Sit with the Holy Spirit, right? As a Christian girly, you have to understand, or we know that there is nobody that can massage our heart as much as the Holy Spirit does, right? Sit with Him, and as you're crying, just let Him embrace you and let Him, hug that pain out, Yeah, just give yourself to the ministration of the Holy Spirit. You can play a worship song, you can play, some song, but you just make sure that you just have His presence there with you. The beautiful part of having the Holy Spirit with us is that He's not just there in the glorious times and the times where we have it all figured out and all that stuff. The Holy Spirit is also there in our very, very down moments when we don't even know what we're doing, especially like in the moment when you're going through heartbreak. The Holy Spirit is there and is the best person for you to turn to in those moments, right? Then finally, blocking. Yeah, there's this tendency to want to go and stalk. Don't stalk.